let's take a look at the papers this morning. Afua and Dawn are with us again. Hello again to you, Afua and Dawn. Lovely to see you in my big screen. All right, let's start off with the front page of the Express. Dawn, this is one for you. I'll just read it out. Bullish Boris back on track as Red Wall keeps faith. Is that right?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, well done. Kamali, I picked this one up because it's very interesting, the difference that the newspapers have treated the story about the Tories losing seats in London and the South. And as you've just read out, the Express is rah-rah Boris, as they always are. I mean, Boris would literally have to kill somebody before they were negative about him. Meanwhile, if you go over to The Guardian, it's Johnson blamed for Tory election woes. But I picked these stories because they are both using pictures of Boris Johnson at a visit to a school yesterday, Field End Primary School, in his Uxbridge and Ruislip constituency, where he spent time with a group of 5- and 6-year-olds drawing pictures of the Queen for her Jubilee. And these are all going to be displayed on the wall, and, you know, he signed his, and, you know, frankly, the kids' pictures were better. Just saying that, just putting that one out there. But that was interesting. But I mean, it is interesting the way it's all treated differently. And it's sort of like, you know, he's emboldened as a Red Wall voters stick by him, and then it's like, but in the South it's not maybe so good. But the pictures I love of him with the kids, and as I said, there's one in the Express of him looking, this is my picture, I'm like, great. And then the Guardian reviews from the same set of him going, head in hands like that. So it's just the difference in the way this election is being reported. You can take pretty much whatever you want from it, but basically it was a bit of a disaster, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, perhaps. I mean, Nadhim Zahawi didn't think it was quite a disaster. I've got the pictures here. Yeah, you've got Boris Johnson on the Express, hands on hips, double teapotting, and then in the Guardian, here we go. There we go. I think we can probably see that there, Boris Johnson with his head in his hands. That's also another... The picture is there on the front page of the FT as well. It really is a really great telling of the story of the night from two different outlets. All right, let's carry on then. Afua, we're going to go inside The Guardian now, page 2. This is all about COVID vaccinations. Tell us why this story jumped out at you.
Well, yeah, so this is a story about COVID vaccinations for younger people, and The Guardian reporting that the JCVI has said that younger people may not need a fourth vaccine. So we did have a spring booster program, which was for over 75s and people who are more vulnerable. There's talk of an autumn booster program as well, perhaps, for the same age group. But yes, this story is saying that healthier young people in the UK may never be offered another COVID jab after having the first two and then the booster. Saying that because of the variants and the vaccines that are around at the moment, people who have, I quote, not yet reached middle age, who are healthier and younger, may not ever need this fourth boost of vaccine. Also, the JCVI is saying, quite interestingly, towards the end of this article, that an infection would probably give a younger person the same number of antibodies and the same amount of protection, that a vaccine would offer. Not saying that younger people should go out and deliberately get infected, but basically saying that that level of protection is the same that you would get from a vaccine. So it looks like younger people, those who haven't reached middle age yet, probably won't be offered a fourth COVID vaccine.
Yeah, and Dawn, just coming on that, we've only got about a minute and a half left until we have to go to break, but you are back next hour. And this about young people and COVID jabs, it's not bad news, it's pretty good news. We needed some good news about the pandemic, because there was a line as well the other day that case numbers are coming down dramatically.
Absolutely. It does appear to be good news all around. Case numbers are coming down, and you know, the other side of that is, we're not testing ourselves as much, but hospitalizations are coming down, deaths are coming down slowly, and, you know, there are sadly still people dying, and we must never forget so many families have suffered. And I do wonder, going back to the election again, how much the way that the government handled COVID has to do with it. I don't think it's so much Partygate and Beergate. It's the cost of living, and I think the way that the COVID pandemic was handled by the Conservative government at the moment. But there is good news, and it's a sunny Saturday morning. So it's really nice to have something nice to talk about for once.
Yeah, exactly. Not have that existential dread hanging over us of a pandemic. Guys, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next hour. Dawn Afua, really appreciate it. All right, well, plenty more still to come this morning on Sky News at breakfast. We'll be looking at Labour's performance as it was at its best in London, but not so good outside the rest of the country, outside the rest of the capital. We'll speak to the Shadow Health Secretary, Wes Streeting.